Hey y'all, and welcome to the Farming Pastor's Wife. I'm so glad you joined me today. We're going to do just a little bit of some farming. I got to go over there and check feed, and then we're going to make fudge. So I'm so glad that you've joined in, and I hope you enjoy. Come on! Hey y'all, I'm at the farm. Come to check our feed bins. We're getting ready to sell in just a few days, and they've done final feed, and not sure that they've ordered quite enough. So I'm over here checking the feed bins, and I wanted to show you this thing that's always hard to check. I hate climbing up feed bins. And first, let me show you what we did when we had them put them in. We had them put the ladder, I don't know if you can see, but the ladders between the two feed bins are directly across from each other. And so when you climb to the top of one, you can just cross over to the top of the other one. I don't know if you could see that or not because I couldn't watch, but but I also wanted to show you this little instrument. My husband, I hate climbing the feed bins just because I don't have a lot of strength in my legs. And so he created this little nifty thing. It's not, I'm sure, not 100% accurate, but it sure does help. And I've been here when drivers have been throwing rocks at our feed bins to see and listen to where the feed was. So my husband made this neat little nifty item that can help us determine approximately how much feed we have. They're eating. I don't know if you can hear it, but it just turned on. So anyway, let me show you this little thing, and I'll also show you the steps on this side as well, or the the ladder. Okay, you see how the ladders are directly across from each other? I've been to some houses that the ladders were in the back, and you'd have to climb all the way up to the top and then come all the way back down and then go over to the feed bin and climb all the way. Well, this way you just climb up one ladder and they're close enough to each other you can just cross over. And so that's a really neat way to put, if you're just now building, that's a good way to put your ladders on. Helps. But now this little item right here, I don't know if you can see it, but it's a long PVC pipe with some kind of big bolt in the end of it. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm trying to get it where you can see it good, but anyway, it's got this really long bolt, big heavy bolt, and an elbow at the end of this long PVC pipe. And we just take it and we tap our bins to see where our feed is. And as you can see, I have about 7,000 pounds because I know where the pounds are. So there it is. Okay guys, I just wanted to go over the ingredients we're going to need for our fudge. First, you're going to need this is a good heavy pan. You don't want one that has a thin bottom or it can scorch on the bottom. You're going to need your marshmallow cream. You're going to need a teaspoon of vanilla. You're going to need 12 ounces of chocolate chips. And my store was out of all their chocolate chips, and all they had were these 10-ounce bags. So I actually got another bag, and I put, I kind of guessed what I thought would be 2 more ounces. But you actually need 12 ounces of chocolate chips or semi-sweet chocolate. And I just kind of guessed and tried to make it 12 ounces. You're going to need a 5-ounce can of the evaporated milk, a stick and a half of butter, a cup of walnuts, and those are optional. If you don't like nuts in yours, by all means leave it out, and 3 cups of sugar. You'll also need a good whisk, because you're going to actually whisk your sugar and butter together and your evaporated milk for about 4 minutes or until it reaches the correct temperature. A spatula and let's see if I can put my hands on it real quick. Oh, saw my trash bag over there. Sorry. You're going to need a candy thermometer. I do not have a candy thermometer, or I don't know where mine is. I had one. So the last time I made fudge, I just used the turkey thermometer. It was kind of difficult to use because a candy thermometer will hook to the side, and you can kind of stay a constant temperature and see what it is. This I just had to kind of hold, and it was hard to hold and stir at the same time. So I'm going to see if I can locate my candy thermometer before I make this. But anyway, you don't want your thermometer touching the bottom, because that's going to give you a false reading because it's going to be extra hot. So have it up just a little bit into your sugar and butter and milk mixture. Anyway, those are what you'll need. And so we will get started making fudge. Okay, another thing you're going to need to do is have a prepared pan and put tinfoil in it. The recipe for this fudge is actually on the back side of the marshmallow cream, and that's where this recipe comes from. It is calling for a 9-inch square pan, but as you can see, I don't have a 9-inch square pan. I don't know where mine is, so I just found a small enamel pan. It's a little longer, and I don't think it's quite 9 inches this way, so I think it'll be fine. And you just line it with tinfoil and leave enough on the edge that you can pull up, because that's how you'll lift it out of the pan, and you can cut it just right on the tinfoil. But yeah, get your pan prepared before you start doing anything, because it goes so fast once you get started. Once you get the sugar and butter and milk boiled and mixed up really well into the right temperature, everything else goes really fast. So, yep, there you go. Let's make some fudge. Okay, so I'm getting ready to do the fudge, and there's this one thing that I think I have figured out from past failures. I used to pour my milk and butter and sugar all in, just everything at one time, and then I try to melt it as I go. Well, I've learned to melt on low or medium. I guess I've got it on medium. Yeah, a medium heat. Melt my butter and milk together. And once it gets melted, then add my sugar and then bring it to a boil. So what we'll do is I'm melting my butter and milk mixture now, and I'm fixing to add the sugar. And after I mix it, I'll bring it to a boil and let it boil until, it says about 4 minutes, but until the thermometer reads 234 degrees. At that point, I'll take it off the heat and mix in my marshmallow cream, my nuts, and chocolate. Okay, so we'll see you in just a little bit. I'll show you what it's looking like right now. Okay, so my butter and milk has completely melted together. I'm going to turn the heat up here to high, and I'm going to add my sugar. And that's 3 cups of white sugar. And I'm just going to stir, 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 and bring it to a boil. And let it get to the temperature of 234 degrees. And this sugar will dissolve, and it'll all be liquid in just a minute. You can see it starting to become a liquid now. And so just as soon, I'm pushing my pot off the burner. As soon as it comes to a boil, I'm going to let it get to 234. And when it gets to 234, I will see you again. Okay, it is almost to 234. It's getting there quickly, and I'm constantly stirring because it will burn. It will scorch on the bottom. So as soon as it says 234 or gets somewhere close to that, I will take it off. And this is where you need a candy thermometer, because you don't have to stand here and hold it and the butter pop up on your hands. But mine is missing. It is almost at 234. Alright, it's 233, so I'm going to take it on off the heat. And I am going to stir in my vanilla. And there will be a little reaction of that. Chocolate chips. Here goes the marshmallow cream. And this is where you have to work kind of fast. And this is hard stuff to get out. And my extra chocolate chips that measured 12 ounces. Or got my chocolate to 12 ounces. And this is just where you have to work. And then once I get all the marshmallow cream slightly melted down in there, then I'll add my walnuts. I think I just said nuts earlier this morning, but it was actually walnuts. I guess you could use pecans if you wanted to. I don't know how almonds would be in it. I've never had it with almonds. But I definitely know the walnuts are good. And it's just a stirring game at this point. Just getting all that marshmallow cream melted in there. And I changed utensils. I'm no longer using the whisk. Just because this spatula is a little sturdier and breaks it down a little better for me. And the last little bits I'll just mash around the side, and I'm going to go ahead and add the walnuts in now. You just stir them in. And they actually probably help break down any last little bits of marshmallow. And this bad boy is ready to go into my prepared pan. There's some chocolate I didn't get mixed up good. That's okay. That gives it a pretty little swirl look. And it's already starting to thicken. But now you can just cover it with tin foil and stick it in the refrigerator and let it set up. I hope you enjoy the fudge, and when it gets set up, I'll show you what it looks like. Bryant, what are you doing?
Oh, you caught me.
Are you in my fudge?
I'm trying a piece of this delicious fudge that you made. It's perfect.
Is it good?
It's really good.
Okay, guys, there you have it. My fudge turned out. And I have a fudge thief. I hope you all enjoy the fudge. Have a good day, and thank you for watching The Farming Pastor's Wife. And remember, everything's better with Jesus in your heart.